Hello there. Time for another talent alert. And yeah, we're going to do it by video again this week because we think it's fun. Although I heard from Becky last week that video was too long. So I don't know what that means, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to do talent alert again by video this week. We call it the fastest 5 minutes in talent recruiting. I don't think anybody else is doing this. So happy to be a trailblazer. So let's get started. First person we're going to talk about is Ali. He's a healthcare leader and public health advocate. Lives in Brooklyn, New York, wants to stay in the New York area. So he's not looking to leave New York City. Let's talk about his background a little bit. Expertise in infectious disease control, community health, and healthcare management. He's a good fit for your medical facility, a hospital, and a nonprofit because he has a lot of experience with global health education campaigns. He's spent a lot of time in different places around the world, so he's got a good diverse background from that standpoint. He's been in the U.S. now for about 10 years. He has his green card, so no worries there, and he's ready to start working and making a difference here in his next role. So if you got something for him in the New York City area that fits those criteria, there's Ali. Brendan, I've known Brendan now for a few years, and I said this last time, and I'll say it every time. If you need a customer service, customer success leader, Brendan's your guy, okay? He matches the skill of being really good with people with also being very analytical in his approach. So if you've got a customer service function or a customer success function that's kind of struggling a little bit, this is your guy. You put him in place, he's going to turn it around quickly. Let's talk about Chelsea next. Chelsea's another one I've known for a few years now. She was head of a coding boot camp here in the Cleveland area. And by the way, Brendan's Akron area. So Chelsea's Cleveland area, head of a boot camp there for a few years. Unfortunately, due to some cutbacks that had nothing to do with her, she's looking for her next role. So let's get her working. Let's talk about her background a little bit. Team management, admissions, student engagement, business development, but don't be limited. This lady would be wonderful for project management, training, event planning, talent development, community engagement. She's a real go-getter. Even as an executive assistant for the right role, I think she'd be a wonderful fit. Great background, well-educated, very driven. Let's talk about Christina next. So Christina's headline is Organizational Development Operations Leader. She is absolutely there. Great deal of experience, especially in learning and development, instructional design, and change management. I'll tell you where else she'd be a good fit. If you're a senior level executive and you need a strong executive assistant, and again, if you're at that level, you know what I'm talking about when I say strong. This is your lady. She's the person you can trust to be at that desk outside your office, and she's keeping things moving. She's keeping you protected. There's nothing that's going out that shouldn't be. She's a good gatekeeper for you, and she knows how to get things done. That's Christina. And again, I just talked to her today, so she's excited to look at her next opportunity. Let's talk about Ed next. Ed, University Nonprofit Advancement Leader. He's in the Columbus, Ohio area. Certainly open to remote work or hybrid beyond that, but Columbus, Ohio for Ed. 20 years of experience in alumni relations, volunteer management, event coordination, strategic planning. Another guy that's a really good connector. Put him in place for your organization to represent it internally and externally. You got your guy. He's going to make things happen. Let's talk about John next, Academic and Nonprofit Executive Director. John's in the Irving, Texas area, so be thinking Dallas, Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area. A lot of experience at the higher level positions within nonprofit. Also has been a scholarship fund manager, alumni engagement, organizational leadership. That's him. He's worked at some prominent universities. So if you think about that state of Texas and how big that is and some of your bigger universities, John's either worked there or he knows people there. He's got some connections. So again, a well-connected guy who can make a difference. Kevin, IT service management. Good Lord, do we not know that's an issue? You've got IT issues in your organization. It's not being managed effectively, systematically. People aren't happy with how it's going. Bring in Kevin. Let him take that over. One of his strong expertise areas is in a system called ServiceNow. If you know anything about IT service management, you know about ServiceNow. He's not only worked with those systems, he's implemented them as well. Very talented guy from an IT standpoint. Flipping the page, we got Rachel. Why is Rachel still on this list? She's a full stack developer. She's in Brandon, Florida, is where she's located. 7 years of experience in designing and optimizing web applications and APIs. She's doing some freelance work right now, but guess what? She wants to work in a real company and have benefits and do all those wonderful things that you do when you work for a company. Let's get Rachel working, please. Java, .NET, Angular, and RESTful services. That's some of her background. She's really good at scaling, and she's just a high-performance kind of person. On top of everything else, she got a wonderful personality. You will enjoy working with her. Let's talk about Tammy. Tammy's a strategic business growth leader. That's the best way I can describe her. The other word that comes to mind when I talk about Tammy, connector. She's out of Cleveland area. She's good at making connections with people. She has a fearless mindset when it comes to reaching out, making connections on behalf of your business. And she's going to deliver results. This is a person that's used to and has a lot of experience driving multi-million-dollar revenue growth. So if you're looking at high ticket, someone that can deliver success and growth in your organization, there's Tammy. I got her. She's ready to talk. Let's wrap it up today with Tim. HS&E and regulatory compliance. If you don't know what HS&E is, it's probably not relevant, but it stands for health, safety, and environmental compliance. Tim's expertise is there. Strong guy. Again, doesn't need a lot of supervision. He's been there and he's done that. He's worked for large companies. He's worked for companies in the U.S. He's had a global experience and expertise there as well. Regulatory documentation, hazardous waste management. This is your guy. And the other thing he's really good at, and I just talked to him today, and it always comes through. He's very good at streamlining processes, putting processes in place, and watching the results and monitoring and managing that. Well, isn't that what you want with somebody in HS&E and regulatory compliance? Of course. Well, there's Tim. So I've given you a great list of people that I think you need to consider for your opportunities. But you've got to reach out to me. And we make that real easy. Up around here somewhere is going to be the web address and the phone number, and I'm probably pointing to the right place. That's how you get in touch with us to talk about these candidates. And we want to talk to you. Let's get them working. Let's get your positions filled with some good people. And you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for it because everybody else is going to charge you 20 to 30%. And that's not happening here. Okay. So let's talk. Have a great day. Was that good? I didn't tape again. Not kidding.